Okay, folks, let's talk a little bit about CBD. And I'm sorry, my face is kind of covering some of the slides, so if you want to see what I'm hiding, go ahead and take a look at the slides uploaded to Top Hat. So what do we know about CBD? Well, there is also a lot of talk about using CBD therapeutically. How does it work? It also targets both the CB1 and CB2 receptors. However, it kind of is grabbed onto more weakly. You can see, in part, how the structure is similar to, but different than THC. Quite similar, but different. And it functions kind of opposite to THC. It is an antagonist or an inhibitor, so this means it is turning the receptors off. So, kind of the question about the function of CBD is is it effective because itself is performing some type of event to happen in the body? Or is it effective because it's blocking endocannabinoids or because it's blocking THC? Is CBD on its own what's being effective, or is CBD's actions on endocannabinoids and blocking them really what is making it an effective therapeutic? So it's unclear. It's also possible that CBD can interact with proteins other than just the cannabinoid receptors. So CBD turns off these receptors. What therapeutic uses might it have? So it is certainly being studied for both anxiety and depression through disrupting potentially endocannabinoids and or the effects of THC. It is being studied for neurological disorders such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and MS. It is being studied as an anti-inflammatory. If I bring us back real quick to this slide here, you can see that CB2 receptor does impact the immune system. And the immune system largely is responsible for inflammation. So, potentially CBD is anti-inflammatory. It is unclear up until this point. CBD might also impact the cardiovascular system or cancer. However, none of the studies of THC and CBD are particularly clear. We don't really know the impact of THC and CBD in our bodies. Why? Well, as I alluded to already in these videos, folks, cannabis is a Schedule I drug. That means it is controlled very tightly. And since it is controlled so tightly, this makes it challenging for research to get access to it in a way that is legal and not very expensive. So all of this research is coming down the pike, right? You can see even in the last 20 years, there's a massive increase in the number of scientific publications that cite THC. And so, especially with the ongoing recreational and medicinal legalization of cannabis, we can expect there to be more and more research about it in the coming years so that we can better understand its potential therapeutic uses. And why is further understanding cannabis important? Well, not just because a bunch of people use it recreationally, right? Potentially, we can design similar drugs that hit specific targets and not others, right? Maybe you have a cancer patient who could really benefit from increased appetite, but doesn't want to walk around high all of the time. So you could design a drug that isn't psychoactive, but also is as strong as THC is, to increase appetite, right? That is just one example of why this research is incredibly important. With that, that wraps up our discussion of how cannabis works. We talked about the CB1 and CB2 receptors. They are the protein targets for endocannabinoids, THC, and CBD. We also talked about the therapeutic potential of cannabinoids. With that, I leave you with this cat meme. See you in class.